Good morning. So, I've been here a few days now and I'm settling in quite well. It's great. It's just nice to be back home amongst the familiar. Today's market day. Now, I love going to the market. I've loved going to market since I was a kid. The markets here, particularly the food markets, this is the food market I will be attending, are not what you'd expect. They're quite rough and ready, fruits, groceries, vegetables everywhere. You have, sometimes you have like a little slaughterhouse where, not a slaughterhouse, but you have an area where animals being carved up, so where meat is being carved up. So I guess that can be quite upsetting for people who are not used to that. But I'm used to markets. I love going to markets. I love uh, buying my vegetables, my fruit fresh. I love buying meat as well. And more importantly, when I first arrived, I was buying all my dog meat in the supermarket. And the prices, oh my goodness, the prices were insane. So naturally, I've started going to the markets now where you can get some good bones and that sort of thing, for, quite a good deal. I'm not sure when my love for markets began, but I know when I was a kid, I used to try and piggyback and go along with them, or tag along with them and just haggle. I loved watching people haggle over the fruits and the veg. I wasn't very good at haggling myself, and I still am not. Actually, I've gotten quite bad because I've lived in a country so far where you don't haggle, where the price you see is the price you get the items for. So I'm really, really bad at it, and I'm quite soft when it comes to it. But I do like to go along and watch how it's done. I'm very careful not to say anything because I find as soon as I open my mouth, I just completely butcher the entire deal. And here, because we have quite tropical fruit, pineapples, mangoes, just really nice stuff that go for very high prices in the Western world. It's amazing to just get large, amazing, juicy pineapple for about, I don't know, if we were to convert it, it'll be about 70 pence, I think. Yeah, that's a conversion, about 70 pence. So yeah, it's great. Now, there's one small market on the island where I live. It's called Obalinde. I love going there. It's kind of like a short drive away. However, we always need to go with the driver because the parking is insane. You just can't drive there, park yourself, and then go back to your vehicle. You need to be dropped off, and you do need someone to stay with the vehicle as well because they might have to move because it's such a busy place. And one thing that's really bad about Lagos, one of the many things, is that there is a lack of parking. So someone has to stay with the car, and just because the car stops at a certain point doesn't mean it will still be there when you get back. Now, we're not quite in Obalende Market yet. We are getting there. Now, this is Obalende Market. And as you can see, it's very, very roughshod. But look at the greenery, and it's all fresh. A lot of people ask me why I like to come, and I don't know. I just find it a very interesting experience. And I don't know, I guess I've always liked getting my own food myself. I'm not used to others getting it for me, even in childhood. So I just like the idea of buying it. So here we're buying some F4, well, stuff that will be used to make F4. And F4 is like spinach. It's like greens. And the prices have gone up quite a bit. So there was a lot of bargaining going on. But we had to fold because the lady was not backing down. She was an elderly woman. She was Yoruba. And she was not backing down at all. And I can get it because spinach is very nutritious. It has, a high nutritious value, and we were getting quite a lot for it. And then we went to the seafood bit. So there's an entire seafood bit. There's actually a cat that is resident there, but I didn't see him today. And you have all these areas. You have the spices, the seafood, the heavier stuff, the vegetables, carrots. Okay. And then after that, it was back home, quick shower, and I went out to get some plants. Now, I have missed the entire plant experience since I've been back. You know, my flat in Budapest had lots of plants in it, a lot of which died. Obviously, I gave majority of them away when I was leaving, but I want plants. And as you can see here, the plants here are big. They're huge. I mean, some of them are as tall as I am, and they're very lush. It's very green. So we're very lucky to have a tropical climate where we can grow these plants very easily. And I'm hoping here not as many of my plants will die because of the lovely climate that we have and the continuous sunshine, although it has not been very sunny of late. So the guy I came to buy the plants from is one of the plant sellers near me, and he just has a huge selection. Now, there are quite a few plant sellers around, but I like him because he is very open and very honest, and we just have a good deal, so I just go back. That's the first plant I got when I arrived here. I bought it in a fit of excitement. Each week I lose a leaf off it, but then another leaf shows up, so I'm not sure if I'm doing something right or if I'm just completely messing it all up. I'll have to see, but these plants grow quite easily here, so I don't know if I'm, if it's something I'm doing, if I'm not watering enough, if am I overwatering or am I underwatering. I don't know. It could be underwatering because I think that's a habit I've gotten into, because before I used to overwater. But as you can see, this leaf closest to us is sort of yellowing as I speak, and I don't really know why. So I got all the plants home. I just chose to get some spider plants today because he had so many, and I got like 2 huge spider plants with all the trimmings, with all the babies hanging out, for like, I think 6,000 naira. And I don't know how much 6,000 naira equates to, but it's not much at all. So I was very, very excited to get such a great deal, and he knows I'll be back anyway because I've got all these plants from him so far. I don't know why Guinness is choosing to stand there, but this dog is difficult. Anyway, so I want to divide the spider plant into smaller plants. As you can see, so I have sort of a collection. But if you can see all the babies on that plant, that is amazing. The plant pots are starting to add up and they're getting quite expensive. So I went for a cheaper option, which is not so great. In this part of the world, we tend to give plastic stuff. We tend to make them for weddings and funerals. Anytime there's a celebration, there is these plastic bowls are made in their thousands or tens of thousands, so they tend to be just given out at parties. I think it's something that we've always done, or I think it's a fairly new practice. So just like it's a cheaper form of giving presents. Now, obviously, people do give more expensive presents and gifts, but they're usually in lower numbers. So we have lots of these in the house. So I've decided to use them, or to try and see if I can use them as plant pots. I don't know how it's going to work. I hope it does work because we do have quite a few of them. And they're great for so many things. They're great for washing and they're just great containers, and they last so long and they're durable and they're pretty well made. And they'll usually have the name of someone who's been married recently or deceased, or I don't know, someone who's had a major celebration in their life. So what I'm trying to do now is get some holes in. And this proved to be a lot more difficult than I imagined, because I don't have a drill, I no longer have any access to my power tools, and here I am trying to use a corkscrew like some sort of an idiot. But the plastic is so tough, even the corkscrew is not getting in there. So I thought, let me use a knife. Now, I was still trying to be polite with this because I was trying to use a knife without doing any major harm to myself. I am aware that there are people inside watching me, wondering what on earth I'm doing. But getting the holes in there were a lot harder than I imagined, and then getting the knife out was hard as well. So I just turned to savagely whacking the knife in, just to get it as in there as possible, and then I just cut the holes through. But obviously I'm gonna put the elephant ear plant. Is it called an elephant ear plant? I'm gonna put it, I think, in this big one because I do want it to get lots of water, and I haven't been watering it properly because of the way it is. And I think the bag it's in is kind of holding on to a lot more water than I would like. So I'd like the water to flow out as quickly as possible. I think my mum is here wondering what on earth I'm doing and why I'm trying to hurt myself, and I'm stabbing plastic pots. So those are the 3 holes. Now, they're not great, but they're something. They are something. I'm so stressed out. I'm starting to sip wine due to my stress. I never knew cutting out holes without a drill or anything, which is such a nightmare. I think I'm going to have to get a drill soon, because I'm just used to having power tools around, and I don't have any at the moment because I was moving and I gave so much stuff away. Little tear. Okay, so I want to transplant the elephant ear into the big green pot I've just destroyed. And the soil is pretty compact. Now, when I bought this plant, I did ask him if I would need perlite or anything to aerate the soil, and he said no. So I have to keep an eye on it, because I know I've already lost 1 leaf from this plant. Like, 1 leaf is yellowing, so that's obviously on its way out. But he said it doesn't need aerating. Now, when I've seen all these guys with their amazing plants, I mean, it's like a beautiful, lush, green, exotic jungle. Their plants are there for weeks and months on end, and they're usually in the shade. They are usually in the shade, and they don't get the glaring sun. I think that's very important. And they get a rainfall. I think that these guys do water them. I think we just don't see it. They probably water them first thing in the morning or last thing in the evening. Because I think in terms of plants, you're not supposed to water when the sun is at its highest. Remind me if I'm wrong, because that could burn the plants. If that's incorrect, please just gently remind me and let me know, because I was told that by someone and I could be really, really, really wrong. I must add at this rather delicate point that it's 35 degrees Celsius today, and it's warming up very, very quickly. It's getting even hotter. It just feels hotter than it actually is, I think, but that's fine. The rainy season is coming to an end, and the dry season is gradually taking over. Now, I think when I came at the end of the rainy season, but I don't seem to have realized that it's actually getting drier, and the rains are now like several days apart rather than every day. So I think I have to sort of move to I want to say daily watering routine, and that's why I got these amazing pots. But unfortunately, the elephant plant does not fit into that pot. It will fit nicely into the one I've just put the ugly holes in, and that will have to do for now until I can get a bigger pot. But I think it'll be alright for now with 3 holes. I am going to try watering daily, but it's really difficult to determine which is better, watering daily or not. But because it's so hot, I want to do that. But then at the same time, the soil is very compacted, and the soil retains moisture more than I'm used to. So, I just have to sort of observe the plants and make my mind up from there. Here you go. You can see the dog's panting as well. Poor Guinness. He's like, you brought me to a tropical heat wave, mother. Like, what's going on? After several breaks and constant toing and froing, the elephant plant is in, and it's looking good. It fits really well in there, and I don't know if the holes are enough for the drainage, but I will have to just see how it goes as I go along. I am hoping to move it to a larger pot. Lots of worms, lots of earthen materials, lots of old. So I think this is just soil that has been dug up somewhere of, source someone, which is fine. I did buy extra soil from them as well, because I just thought I need extra soil for the spider plants, because I don't really know where to buy soil. And we don't really have that situation here where you put soil in plastic bags like you do in, shops in Europe, which I find really, really bizarre. Why would you buy soil that's been wrapped up in a plastic bag? Here you can just buy as much soil as you want, or it comes in bags that are more fabric type bags, which for me is more environmentally friendly, and you can recycle the bags by taking it back to them or just storing any extra soil you buy in the bags as well. Crap, I'm almost out of wine. I think red wine is making... Oh, there's a spider in my wine. What the hell? I can't even drink that anymore. I bought these two for 6,000. So I'm thinking I want to harvest the babies, right? I want to, because they're quite long and they trail quite a bit and they look quite good and they got roots and everything. So I'm just going to put them straight into soil and just see how they go. I think they'll be fine. I'm hoping. Right. And this one has barely got anything. And it's flowered as well, which is amazing. Yeah. I hope I can become quite the gardener, Right, let's give this a go. I mentioned not reusing soil to the guy here, the people who garden here, and they sort of laughed at me. They laughed so hard. So, yeah, they called me Johnny Just Come, and I get it. But they just said make sure there's nothing terrible in there, but it's just soil. So I'm just gonna fill this up. So the spider plants I want to put in my room, in my bedroom. Look, a worm. I don't know if you can see it. It's a worm. Oh, I love worms. Yeah. So it's quite thick soil, but the soil can dry out really quickly here. So part of me wonders if I should leave the worm in there. I don't know. It's a bit of a weird position to be in. I mean, I might just leave it in there and sleep it outside for now and see how it goes. Okay, so a quick AI search or Google search says red and large are beneficial. Small and white or looking like grubs are pests, are dangerous.